vision, blueprints, location, resources, and skilled workers are all things needed to begin the building of any project. One thing that all these factors have in common is people. There is, however, one more ingredient common to any good building project: timing. According to the book of Daniel, God alone changes the time and the seasons. He is a God of timing. Do you know what time it is? It's time to build the city.
People have often asked about the vision of the city. So when God first spoke with me about building the city, I mean before the City of God Ministries ever came into existence, He spoke about it being a place of restoration, a place of healing, a place where people would come and be taught about the many facets of His love, and they would come here and learn how to have real relationship with Him. He said that it would be a safe place where many fallen leaders that fell in His body would come and receive healing and the restoration, strength, and the training they needed to go back out and do kingdom work. I remember it so vividly. He spoke specifically about a women's shelter where battered and broken women would come and be healed and built up with character and self-esteem and able to live effective lives. He spoke about worldwide conferences that would impact the lives of many. Oh yeah, I'll never forget this piece. He spoke about the worship that would be in the city. And when I think about it now, it's funny because I asked him again and again as he would share vision pieces with me about the city, is this a church? Then I would answer myself, nah, this can't be a church. That's really funny, right? Because as I'm watching now the vision unfold year by year, bit by bit, piece by piece, I'm amazed as I understand this whole thing is God's idea. It's His vision. And God has big vision, and it's all about His people. I'm learning more and more about how much the city of God is not about just being in a single location only, how it's not just a place at all, but it's a people impacting the lives of people. The city of God is His kingdom. The city of God is you.
We have come this far by faith.
From its humble beginnings in the first condominium home of Pastors Gary and Myra Bellinger to all of its other locations that the Lord has blessed them with, the City of God Ministry has proven good stewards of the resources and overseers of the vision that God has given. They have endeavored to be faithful impacting the kingdom, one family at a time.
City of God has impacted my life in several ways, but the most important thing, it has impacted my relationship with God. Because of the worship that we have here, it teaches us how to worship in spirit and in truth so that we can know who we are and whose we are, our identity in the body of Christ.
The City of God is a large part of the purpose of God for my individual life and a big part of His plan and destiny for where He's going to take me. So I knew definitely that the vision of this ministry was birthed in part for me, for who God has created me to be and who I'm going to become.
Being at the City of God reminds me of something that I never had, a home, a family, an extended family.
I think mostly I can speak for the both of us when I say I enjoy the camaraderie and the people, the love that is felt among the fellowship and the environment as a whole with the people. It's a very new experience for me, and it's just something that you just can't fake it. It's such a real type environment here, and I think mostly I'm appreciative of that because that is one thing that I think Christians need in order to be able to reach others is to feel that love at home, and we feel that so deeply here, and I've enjoyed that and appreciated that most.
City of God has been definitely a restorative ministry for me. When I came to City of God, I would say that I was a broken, lost young man looking for guidance and direction. City of God provided both the restorative ministry that it needed to in order to get me back on a Christ-centered track, but then it also too provided me with a sense of commitment. Committing to a ministry for longer than I had ever committed to a ministry before in my life. Not only committing with my time, but then also with my resources and with my talents, which I have found to be most helpful. And then also too, just truly a blessing for me, being able to give back what was so freely given to me.
Despite of the stuff that I came here with, it's just the teaching, the discipline, the excellence that my spiritual parents have instilled in me, and that's an important part of walking with God.
This past summer, I went to China, and that was a great opportunity to share what I've learned here at the city and take it to people there in China who are not allowed to be open and free about their worship and their expression of how they love God. And it was a life-changing experience. And here at the city, I know that it was what God has given our pastors to do, is to take this missions part and share it through drama, through music. That's one part I love, through preaching and teaching. That's a very important part to me.
When people hear and see vision, they say, "How can I help?" Our ministry is currently located in West Charlotte, an area where social outreach and empowerment efforts are in great demand. Over 3.6% of our community consists of single-parent families, which consist of female only. 28% of that population is without high school diplomas. 85% of the population, 65 and over, have disabilities, and 53% are recorded as outside of the labor force. Teen girls between the ages of 13 and 19 account for 1.3% of HIV cases.
We're in very critical times right now in Charlotte, North Carolina, and other major cities across the country. The violence level of young people, the deterioration of our communities, the family breakdown has impacted not only young people, but families, communities, and the cities at large. The City of God Ministries is uniquely positioned to be able to provide alternatives to incarceration for young people, to provide alternatives to foster care for some families. Also, they will be able to create opportunities to blend the family and to restore the family and to make families whole again.
There is a demonstrative need for change, and we believe that we are world changers. We are looking to make a difference not only in our community and in the city of Charlotte, but around this world. And guess what? You can be an active part of changing the lives of people and helping build the city by the following means. Number one, you can pray daily for the vision of the ministry. Number two, you can become an active part of the vision by consistently availing your time to impact this community and this world through our various missions and outreaches and evangelistic programs. Number three, most importantly, you can give finances to help support this vision. We believe here at the City of God that it is time to secure a permanent place for our ministry and for ministries to come. We are in an enviable position in a season of great favor. However, time is of the essence, and we need to act now. You and your family can impact this kingdom in a greater measure by making small adjustments and decisive commitments.
Here is you're sowing into good ground, and you can see the fruits of your labor.
It's secure. It's a firm foundation. So why not give?
I really think it's important for men, especially married men, to sow the good ground, because it doesn't affect just yourself, it affects your family. And just speaking, from my experiences, in the beginning stages, it was really, really hard for me to give, because I was like, I control the money, so I was like, I know what we need to do with it. I know what we got left. There's no room to give anything extra above tithes. That's what I was always just telling myself. But I noticed that we still were struggling, even when I was doing those things. So it wasn't until, I really sat down and talked to my wife about things, and she showed me a lot of scriptures, and we went through it, and I was like,